shaking hand while you all hit play again. You share it like a trophy, like it makes you clean. But I've seen your search bars and the cracks in your screen. Enough is enough. You're not her judge and jury. You love your curated fury, but you scroll past real stuff. She fell, she said it, she faced it. You clip it and paste it. Yeah, she owned it. That's more than you. So what else do you want her to do? Enough is enough. You laugh at train wrecks, you cheer on worse. You'll stand a walking disaster if they quote your favorite verse. She sat on camera, eyes red, voice roar. You time-stamped every tremble, turn confession into sport. You say I just want justice, but you want a scene. You want a perfect stranger through a dirty screen. Enough is enough. You're not her judge and jury. You love your curated fury, but you scroll past real stuff. She fell, she said it, she faced it. You clip it and paste it. Yeah, she owned it. That's more than you. So what else do you want her to do? Enough is enough. Who here never messed up? Go on, raise your hand. Who never hit send on a thing you never planned? You act so stainless from behind that name, but grace is cheaper when you never take blood. Enough is enough. You're not her judge and jury. You love your curated fury, but you scroll past real stuff. She fell, she said it, she faced it. You clip it and paste it. Yeah, she owns it. That's more than you. So what else do you want her to do? Enough is enough. Yeah, enough. Enough. She's more than her worst moment. You're more than this, so own it. Enough is enough. Got a thumbnail smirk and a clickbait brain, hiding in a box with a username. Pixel perfect takes on everybody's face, but you won't show yours, you just play it safe. Your balls in every frame like a referee, calling out flaws like you got a degree. But if always wrong was a PhD, you'd graduate twice, yeah. Some are crappy. Oh, Tim thinks he knows it all, speaks like a genius, trips on every thought, big loud mouth, tiny little eye. You got a lot to say, you're never right. Hey, Tim, can you hear that sound? That's the whole chat skipping when you come around. High on your ego, low watch time. You're so smart in your own mind. Every other word is actually till facts tap you out like a referee. You monologue long, but I'm fast asleep. You could bore a rock, that's a special feat. You rate someone's hair, someone's weight, someone's skin. Got a million notes on the shape they're in. Funny how the loudest guy on the stream is scared of his own face on in your own mind. You say, listen up, then you lose the plot. You say, here's the truth, but it's really not. You say everyone's wrong from your little cave. Can't take the light that you love to throw in their face. Oh, pretend, thinks he knows it all. Speaks like a genius, trips on every thought. Big loud mouth, tiny little lie. You got a lot to say, you're never right. Hey, pretend, can you hear that sound? That's the whole chat skipping when you come around. High on your ego, low watch time. You're so smart in your own mind. So smart in your own mind. Hey, just a sidekick stuck in your own mind. Plastic throne. She's scrolling through her kingdom on her crack phone. Set's on fire, but she can't read. Every mess she ever made is someone else's deed. Blames the mods, blames the guests, blames the whole damn stream. Suited out the only voice that ever disagreed. Queen bee with no crown, camera on, head down. Built a hive of hollow hearts to cheer your every lie. You sing, then you play hurt, crying a borrowed shirt. All your little drones applaud and line up to get burned. You all deserve to get burned. Black screen selfie, no face shown. Every sorry that you felt that cuts to the bone. If you listen, you feel exposed. So you kick another ladder just to watch it fold. Panel full of warning signs, you call it toxic vibes. Turn the bounders into jokes, then act surprised. Queen bee with no crown, camera on, head down. Built a hive of hollow hearts to cheer your love your eye. You stay, then you play hurt, crying in a borrowed shirt. All your little drones applaud and line up to get burned. Keep lining up to get burned. All you subs in the front typing yes in the chat. YouTube accept every scam like it's all just an act. If you clap for the poison, you're part of the curse. You're the punchline laughing as it only gets worse. Queen bee with no crown, camera on, head down. Built a hive of hollow hearts to cheer your every lie. You stay until you play hurt, crying in a borrowed shirt. All your hollow heroes fall and you'll still never learn. Yeah, you're dancing in the fire and you all deserve to burn.
Hey, all right, let me check my mic. All right, it's working. All right, what's up? All right, guys, I finally caved in and bought StreamYards for a month. We'll see how it goes. But I wanted to try the dual streaming because I like those stupid little GIFs that I never get because I'm never on cell phone. But yeah, so feel free to send me those stupid little GIFs that you can do on vertical. But I decided to give it a shot. And here we are. And in the back office, it looks a little different because like the numbers look exactly the same. I don't see it any differently. Hey, Tony. I don't see it any differently. But a couple things I want to talk to you guys about. First, I know there was something I had to tell you and I forgot. I don't remember. Fuck. What the hell was I going to say? I don't know. I'll think of it eventually. How do I sound though? Do I sound okay? Because my microphone is like set up for the other one. So yeah, some of you guys are on vertical, some of you guys are on regular. I could see everyone. So just keep that in mind. Do you know which particular candle? She got 4 of them, Julie. I could tell you which one she got. Baccarat. There were 2 for Cletus, 2 for her. UA might know. Or you could just ask her. Candles, it's if Criminal Med's gonna come in here and be like, I thought you were gonna do a candle special. I gotta finish the website first. I'm redoing all the candles on it. That's why it's like all over the place. So I apologize. But it's getting there. I've had to work the last couple of days. So everyone likes Baccarat. That's actually my best-selling lotion is the Baccarat. But I ordered a couple of new scents today. I also ordered laundry detergent base. I'm going to try it. I was like, I can get my clothes smelling whatever way I want. I doubt it's going to be better than Tide, but we're going to give it a shot. So, but yeah, if you want candles, lotions, some of the best around, I can guarantee you that. Go to energycandles.com or energycandlestudio.com, either or. Julie, by the way, I also make personalized labels, and I happen to do a autistic show last year. So I made autism labels. So if you want a personalized label, like you want an autism label, something, just let me know. Like Olive Clue's labels were personalized. And I'm mad that she didn't show anyone because I spent a lot of time making them. I was pissed. Also, members get 10% off. I forget to promote this all the time, but put in members 10 and you get 10% off of your order. Patreons, you guys get 20, and I also totally forget to promote it. But yeah, members and Patreons always get a discount. So, okay. Now that we got that out of the way, you guys know that I am not a fan of JLR. I think he's a huge fraud. But he's been live like 18 hours a day. Literally. If not longer. You go to bed, he's live. You wake up, he's live. But JLR is also the type of person, and so is Dolly, don't get me wrong, that would plant something. Welcome, Julie. That would plant something to have something to talk about. That is who JLR is. I do not doubt Dolly would do the same thing. I can't be the only person that finds it really fucking odd that Nancy has been missing now for 11 days. 11 days? And now is the first time that they're looking in the area? Say what? Are you kidding me? Why would you start looking now for evidence? Where have you been the last fucking 11 days? So that's why I'm a little skeptical over this whole glove thing. Idaho 4, they mysteriously found a glove days later. Now, in this case, they mysteriously find a glove 11 days later. You missed it the first 11 days? Are you going to tell me that the FBI, the Secret Service, or whoever else is there, all the police, all the media, and nobody saw this glove for 11 days? Come on. I'm not buying it. I'm totally thinking it was planted. Now, even if they were looking for her, they would still think, hey, we need to look. I just find it really fucking bizarre that 11 days later, there's a black glove that's found. Now, remember, this is Arizona. It's been like 80 degrees. Nobody's wearing gloves. It's not like they're in New York or, somewhere cold or the Midwest or something. This is Tucson, Arizona. Nobody's wearing black gloves that every single police officer, thank you, Ninja. Every single police officer, every single FBI agent, even if they were looking for Nancy only, I just don't believe that they would have missed a black glove in Tucson, Arizona. I'm just not buying it. Hold on one second. I got to get a drink. Move one second. Do you guys hear you guys see what I'm saying though? Even if they were just looking for Nancy, even if it was just Nancy, they're going to notice a black glove in the middle of Tucson, Arizona. That's why I think it was planted. Who planted it? I don't know. But I don't think it's going to turn out to be anything. And they say that it was a glove that resembled the kidnapper's glove. Okay, well, you don't have the other kidnapper's glove. So you're going by a video. Tucson, Arizona is not going to have tons of different types of gloves to choose from because it's Tucson, Arizona. They're going to have probably your basic gloves, sporting gloves. I can't see that this is anything. Yeah, Long Island. Queens and Long Island. I just can't see it being anything other than someone planted it. And I think they planted it just for something new to talk about. Look how many people covered the glove today. There were probably 30 fucking titles. They found a glove. They got a glove. Last night at like 2:00 in the morning, the guy came out of jail. They let the guy out. They said he's not a suspect. Everybody automatically wants it to be the son-in-law, brother-in-law. I don't think it's them. I don't think it's family. Because what they left with her, they left her phone, they left her wallet, they left her hearing aids, they left her daily medication, and they took the camera. That to me doesn't sound like family. Now, if the person in chat wants to admit this, she can. But one of my Patreons, who at first I thought she was fucking insane, and then I started thinking about it. And surprisingly, I haven't heard anyone else talk about it. So I'm going to bring it up. People want to know motive. Her daughter is a NBC News reporter on the Today Show. Very popular. But you know what else she covered? She covered the Epstein case. Not to put on a tinfoil hat, because again, I originally thought this person was out of her fucking mind. Could it be connected to the Epstein case? Possibly. Samantha did cover it. Maybe Samantha was the intended target. Maybe the mom wasn't the intended target. Maybe they thought Samantha was there. They never asked for money. That turned out to be fake. So if you look at motive, why they kidnapped an 85-year-old woman, you got to look at different possibilities. And Savannah, what did I say? Did I say something else? And I mean, the Epstein files are 85,000 fucking pages. Is it possible that that's the connection? Something to think about, though. What I don't understand, though, and it's a big if the FBI really doesn't know anything and doesn't know who this is, who it could be, or anything, why are they only offering $50,000? I even said to Dayton last night, I said, Dayton, let me ask you a question. Would you rat me out or rat your brother and sister out for $50,000? Hell no. Hell no. I said, you wouldn't, right? I said, what if you were offered $1 million? Hell yeah, I'd turn on you guys in a heartbeat. He's like, Mom, $1 million is a lot of money. And I started laughing because I'm like, I would too. Don't worry, Dane. I'd turn on you for $1 million. I don't know why they're not offering $1 million. Nobody's going to turn on someone for 50 grand. That's not life-changing money. But $1 million, that's life-changing. Most people would turn on their own mother for $1 million. So that's where I have a hard time that we're offering 50 grand for information leading up to the kidnappers. You want to find them? Offer $1 million. Trust me, you'll find them for $1 million. Someone's going to rat for $1 million. Most people would rat for $1 million. Hell, the old kidnapper might turn himself in. So that's why I don't understand why that's so low. And there has to be a different motive than money. Was he the sibling? I know, because remember, the notes came out to be fake. They realized that the ransom notes were a hoax. It wasn't the kidnappers. How they found that out, I don't know. But even if they were in financial trouble, doesn't matter because there was never a plea for money. So you take money out of the equation. They didn't do it for money. Assuming it's not family. What the hell is the motive of kidnapping an 84-year-old woman? The only other motive is hate against Savannah, which, I mean, I can't imagine she'd be that hated. Or was it something bigger? Do I think she's still alive? No. Do I think she's somewhere in the desert? Maybe. I heard one of the news reporters say that maybe it is a, home invasion gone wrong. Possibly. No, that turned out to be a hoax, Sly. Both letters for ransom turned out to be a hoax. Hey, Joy. All right, not to stop this stream, but I just got to tell Joy. Joy, when I tell you, I just thought of you the other day. Was it yesterday? I'm like, I hope Joy's okay. I haven't seen her in forever. I haven't seen her in anyone's chat. What happened to her? I'm like, oh my God, what if something? And then I saw you. I was like, there she is. So weird, though, that I literally had just thought of you. Okay, maybe inheritance money. Maybe. But I don't know. I, for some reason, don't want to believe it's the family. If it's someone in the family, here's my thing. Oh no, Joy. So I was right to worry about you. There was a financial fight the night before. I have not heard that. Where did you hear that, Ninja? I did not hear that. That's why everyone's trying to blame the sister and brother-in-law? We don't know that's a fact. Oh, okay. Because I'm just like, I've been following it pretty close. I know the other daughter was weird, but I mean, think about, I always forget her name. Heidi Bruchel. I think I pronounced that right. Remember when she went missing and the husband was acting really weird? And everyone was like, the husband did it. I'm like, I don't think so. I think the guy's innocent. Think about that, though. That's why I kind of think, and not to put too much into the way someone acts or the way someone reacts, because that's what I think about the husband, or how many parents have looked guilty and haven't been guilty at all. So I'm kind of skeptical on, well, she acted weird, or because I know I saw the facial expressions. It seemed very off, but maybe that's just her. Maybe she didn't like her mom, though. Maybe there was inner fighting with her and her mom. Do you know where you heard it, Ninja? And here's the other thing. If it was connected to the family, why was there forced entry? I mean, that's been confirmed that there was signs of forced entry and the back door was left wide open. If that was the family, they wouldn't need to do that. People are saying, oh, where's Annie's husband? Well, where's Savannah's husband and the brother's wife? They want to pin it on this. Yeah, I don't. One, the eyes of that photo did not look like it was the son-in-law. He just had totally different eyes. Okay. So on the flip side, I'm also hearing, or I've heard, that with the ransom notes, there's specific details about a crime scene not released to the public, mention of an Apple Watch and a floodlight. I thought I heard that the ransom notes were a hoax, and that's why they didn't pay it. So I don't know. I know there was one that went to NBC that didn't ask for money. Maybe that one is legit. I don't know. They also said that the backpack seen in the footage is obviously being investigated, but they said it's like a cheap brand like a Ozark Trail or something from like Walmart. So I don't it's a wild case. I mean, sadly though, if my or your mother got kidnapped, they wouldn't fucking do shit. We wouldn't have the FBI. They'd be like, "Oh, and some old lady got kidnapped." Oh, she's definitely I hate to sound brutal, but in my opinion, she's definitely not alive because she didn't even have her medication. She didn't have her hearing aids, her medication. If it turns out to be family, how fucking cruel are you? Like, how could you kidnap your mom and not give her medicine? I don't know. Maybe I'm just giving family too much credit, I guess, because I feel like what daughter would do that to their own mom who raised them their whole life? You know what I mean? So maybe I'm just being nice. And also the pacemaker, they never took the pacemaker. I don't know. My heart of hearts tend to think that it was a robbery gone wrong and they took her because you can't leave a witness. But they didn't steal anything either though, right? Or they never said. Yeah, she has a pacemaker, but it disconnected. Yeah, there's been no proof of life. I mean, think about it though. She's 84 years old. We saw the blood in the trail of blood. That's a decent amount of blood for an 84-year-old woman. Yeah, they didn't take a purse, they didn't take a wallet. They left her hearing aids, her medication, and her car. Why her though? Could be convenience. Maybe they thought, like I said, maybe they thought it was Savannah. Well, the pacemaker lost its connection at 2:28, suggesting that she was forcibly moved from the home. Okay, so going back to the glove for a second, because I'm looking at my notes. Going back to the glove for a second. So the glove was found by investigators about 1.5 miles from the home. You're going to tell me they didn't look that close to the home to find a black glove? No, I'm not buying that. I'm 100% convinced that that glove was planted. Not like they found it far off in the desert. And if the FBI is this bad, we're in a lot of trouble as an investigation. It is all weird. But does anyone else have any thoughts? I mean, has anyone else thought the glove was planted? Or am I like the only one? And every single creator has focused on this glove tonight. Every single one of them. And and believe me, I'm not putting this on anybody, okay? I'm really not. But this is par for Dolly, par for JLR. I can totally see them dropping a glove just for views. Just to have something to talk about, something new to talk about. Now, again, I'm not blaming them. I'm not saying they did. I'm just saying I believe it's a good possibility. All right. So here's my boy talking about the glove. So let's hear what Brian's got to say. My boy.
My show. I really, really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. I appreciate all the support. I'm, of course, still in Tucson, Arizona, outside Nancy Guthrie's house right here. You can see all the media across the street. There's been a lot going on over the last 12 hours or so that I want to get to. First of all, law enforcement was back at Annie Guthrie's house just a little while ago. Right now, it's gosh, I'm losing track of my days. It's Wednesday, depending on when you're watching this story or watching this this episode. They were back at Annie Guthrie's house. There were two law enforcement agents that showed up in a gray SUV. They went inside the house. They came outside the house with latex gloves on. And they were holding a brown bag. They were not in the house for long. And then they also went and got mail out of the mailbox, again, wearing the gloves. And then they left. So it was not like what we saw on Saturday night where they were there for 3 hours and we saw pictures being.
And by the way, can anyone explain to me what happened with the pizza? I thought one of his subs just ordered him a pizza, gave that address, and they were trying to straighten it out. But I was listening to something earlier. They made it out like it was way more than that, but I thought that's all it was.
Taken inside. That wasn't the case. It was quick. They went in, they had gloves on, they came out with a brown bag, and then they also checked the mail. So that is the latest development that happened at Annie's house. The FBI today is reporting that they are going to be doing ground searches along roadways in the Catalina foothills around where Nancy and.
Like, this is what I'm talking about. We're 11 days in. Hey, Jay, we're 11 fucking days in, and now you start searching right around the area? What have you been doing for the last 11 days?
Annie live. And when I was out at Annie's house yesterday and I saw the FBI going door to door, they asked one of the neighbors for permission to search. And then the neighbor said, well, what are you looking for? And they said something that may have been dropped, which makes me think when you look back at those pictures of the suspect, what he was wearing, the mask, the backpack, the gloves, all that, are they looking to see if something was maybe thrown out of a car window? Because we know today the search is specifically directed along roadways. So that's the latest from the FBI. Pima County Sheriff's Office says that there will be no updates today, no briefings unless there's a development, which kind of surprised me in light of what happened last night. You guys remember they had that person detained who has since been let go. I raced out an hour away from Tucson, very, very close to the Mexico border. I went like, I shouldn't say this, but I was going like 100 miles an hour trying to get there when I got the tip that they had this person detained. There was a federal search warrant that was being executed at the house. The family members of the guy were like, there's no way he's involved in Nancy Guthrie. We don't know about the case. He wasn't out of town last weekend. He doesn't know anything about Bitcoin. And I talked to them and come to find out a few hours later, he was released. He was detained and then released. And it appears he has nothing to do with the case, although we'll have to see. I mean, they must have had.
I actually didn't understand that either because JLR has gotten a lot of stuff delivered whenever he's in front of someone's house. Like when they were in front of Gabby Petito's, Brian Laundrie's house, when people ordered for them, because I was friends with Molly then, when people ordered for them, they would say the protesters outside. All that person had to say was media. You know, look for the bald guy who looks like Kaliko, I forgot his name, you know, with a media shirt, media hat. You'll find him. I don't know why they gave the address.
Something in that search warrant to be able to go search the house and detain him. So I'll stay on top of that, try to figure out how.
And that's another thing. There's so many different stories about how this guy was detained. On one hand, you hear, oh my God, he was detained by, you know, they broke down the door and they pulled him out of his bed. And then you hear something else where they just said that he was driving and he got pulled over driving.
all of that sorts out today. But again, I was hoping there'd be some kind of press briefing from the sheriff, and that doesn't appear like it's going to happen. I want to go to Kurt Dabb, who is was a longtime homicide detective here in Pima County, to help me break down these latest developments, especially what happened last night with this man being detained, and sort of what he thinks about where things are going to go from here. What do you make of what happened last night? I mean, we raced down to, near the Mexico border. They had him detained, and then now he walked out. What do you think happened there?
I don't know what leads specifically led them, to that individual. Extremely grateful for the technology that, the FBI has to recover some video, and I'm hoping that they have other video that they're holding back. Yeah, it was a complete surprise to me. I saw...
No, I'm not reading chat on vertical. I can't do both. It doesn't show me chat either. It just shows me this chat.
The detention last night, and I went to bed and woke up this morning and praying, that it was the suspect, and then, that individual was released. So what, often happens in homicide investigations, you have to follow leads as they come in. Earlier in our other interview, I spoke about you have to start working that circle outwards, right? And I mentioned Uber drivers, delivery drivers. So I'm guessing that's what that individual was. I listened to his interview. He may or may not have delivered a package in that area. So it's good to see that they're following up on the investigation, on the leads. And with a situation like this, you know that the bad guy was armed because you saw it on the camera. So we, and law enforcement, we formally, but they have to take precautions. So it didn't surprise me the amount of individuals and the type of units that they use for this.
I'm looking on my cell phone. Everything is the same though. For me, it's showing both comments. We need some comments and vertical read. I'm showing it's the same thing. All right, let me try. I'm going to try something. Hold on.
Detention, but that's what happens. Leads are going to pan out and they're not going to pan out. So you have to suss everyone out.
In your experience, they did a search warrant at the house. They had him detained. They got him at a traffic stop. They took him back to headquarters. Would that have indicated that they thought they had something significant? I mean, you don't just do that to every other Uber driver, right?
Yeah, no, you're not just gonna detain somebody and transport them back somewhere. But again, they were following up on a lead, and I think we can extrapolate from what's been going on that he was a delivery driver. He may or may not have been in that area. I'm assuming he probably was. They're just not. I used to tell bad guys this all the time. Look, I didn't just pick your name out of a phone book randomly, right? So he was a delivery driver, was in the neighborhood, and they were following up on the lead on a potentially armed and dangerous individual.
What's your sense on where things stand now? Because I don't know, one of my buddies in the FBI was saying we don't ever, and he's not involved in this case, but he was saying we don't like to release photos. Like if the FBI is releasing photos, it means that they actually need help.
Yeah. And it's the same way with the sheriff's department. If we're tracking, a suspect, you can look at it either way, right? You can put, if you have a suspect and you have a photograph, you're more than likely going to have eyes on that individual, meaning you're going to be surveilling him. And a lot of times they'll release something in the media to garner an action out of the individual that they're looking for. Whether or not that was the case last night, I'm not sure. But, that's what it is.
Do you think, because he was pulled over not far from where he lived,
okay.
I found out when I was out there.
And hope that the individual is going to be where you think they're going to be. So I would assume that they had some type of surveillance. I understand the FBI brought in a bunch more people yesterday or the day before. Maybe it was FBI information that they were acting.
All right, I'm on vertical. I see comments. Whoops. I don't know why you guys don't see comments. I actually see comments.
Contacted the sheriff's department, said, hey, let's roll. I don't know if that's what the case was, but it possibly could be.
Do you think that there could be other people under surveillance right now? What does your gut tell you?
I would hope so, but that's, just my guess. Like, everybody has theories about what's going on, and theories are like, everyone has one. So your theory is as good as mine, and I'm just hoping that, I'm hoping they have information that they haven't released yet that they're utilizing to further the investigation, whether it's surveillance, whether it's like yesterday walking by the book, step by is walking activity. Well, you can't.
A lot of people have been asking me, they're like, are people scared in Tucson? Are people in the
All right, this guy's boring me. I hate to say it, but he is.
neighborhood scared? And it's been my kind of feeling that they're not. For 40 plus years working for the Pima County Sheriff's Office. And he has been a great resource because he knows the area very, very well. He knows the landscape very, very well. And he has some interesting theories about why he believes Nancy Guthrie is still alive. He took me on a drive around this area near Nancy's house. So I wanted to, I think he's got a lot of good insight. So I wanted to introduce you guys to him.
Interestingly, Savannah began here in her career working for KVOA, the NBC affiliate here, and she was fresh out of college. She's an attorney as well. She went to the U of A here, and when she cut her teeth in Tucson, and she and I interacted dozens of times on stories that were going on involving the sheriff's department.
So you know Savannah.
Oh, sure.
So that must make this even more.
It makes it. I was so happy for her making it big. Local kid makes it big. It was really nice to see that. Delighted for her. She's such a sweetheart and a good-hearted person, caring, deferential, compassionate in what she does. Just a neat lady. An individual needed, and the sheriff's department had together. In particular, they have far more resources than the sheriff's department has. This county was established in 1865. It's a big county, and law enforcement has been an element to it for decades and decades. And it has a lot of experienced people and talented people, but for a reason. And why is it labeled?
This is why I don't watch trials. I don't like fluff. Just get to the fucking point. Like, okay, Savannah was a great person. Savannah was a nice person. We get all this. Just get to the point. I'm so bad at like fluff stuff.
U.S. dollars.
I mean, that they're moving on from that. Are you hearing anything? Because it seems like based on Savannah's last video and some of the messaging from the FBI and the sheriff's office last night, that they may be following other leads now, something totally different.
Well, certainly, and they've gone back to the scene to look at the vegetation of the desert in and around the home. I would have hoped that was initially inspected in such detail that you look for footprints, you look for downtrodden areas in the desert, and other nefarious.
Rushed in the beginning, and they opened.
And they do. I don't know whether the desert is.
That Nancy Guthrie lives here and where she lives. Is she known in that way to be Savannah's?
I'm like so disappointed. I turn on Brian and thinking I'm going to get some good stuff out of it. And it's nothing but fluff bullshit. Total waste of a stream.
Mom?
Yes, I think more. But some of the other shrubbery around here, like these spiny things that are tall to my left, those are called ocotillo. And if you looked closely at them, they all have spines on them. There's mesquite brush here, almost 10,000 feet. And everything in between will kill you very quickly.
So do you have a, I mean, I hate to say gut feeling, but based on, the people and you obviously still know a lot of people. You were at the sheriff's office for how long?
46 years.
46 years. What is your gut telling you right now?
My gut is telling me that she's still alive.
Really?
And that the people who are holding her are trying to manage the logistics to get what they want, which presumably is money. And
I could not disagree with him more. She was bleeding. How is she still alive? She doesn't have her medication. She left the house bleeding. She's 84 years old. This is not a 21-year-old who was taken. This is an 84-year-old lady. No medication, none of her, not even hearing aids. And she left bleeding, and we don't know where she was bleeding from. Why would your gut tell you she's still alive? That doesn't even make sense. I don't know if he's just saying that to say it, but I'm sorry. I think the exact opposite.
then safely return her. That's my gut.
So you think it was a kidnap, like a legit kidnapping?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the most logical outcome for this case. But there are certainly other possibilities, and you have one could be she was taken to spite some member.
I said that too, Locked. I said that yesterday. Like, how do we even know that blood is fresh? But I was told it is fresh, that they were able to determine how old the blood was, and it did come from that night. But I had the same thought.
For the family. We don't know that. But that certainly is an area that needs to be addressed and looked at.
But I just wonder why. I mean, it just seems like there'd be other people you could kidnap that would be easier, that are connected to more money than just this older woman who's needs medicine, can't walk very well.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I think as I intimated, the logistics involved in keeping her now into week 2, just healthy and alive, is extremely difficult. And you know, who could do that, and where would you keep her? This particular case has gotten national, even international coverage, and I think Nancy's face is extremely easy to recognize. How do you take her to someplace if, in fact, you need to get care for her, or have her eat, or use the restroom?
Would it be easy to get her into Mexico?
Yes, it would. There are heavily traveled border areas that you go down, and the United States Border Patrol.
Is he live? He wasn't live when I checked, but this is like boring. Sorry, guys. Usually Brian Etten keeps my interest, but this was like boring. All right, let's see what TMZ says.
First letter you received?
Oh, there was a letter received today? That I didn't know.
Well, the first letter was a ransom letter, and it had a Bitcoin address. And as we told you yesterday, Sean, there was activity in that account. This letter that we got this morning is not a ransom letter. It is a letter saying that this person who wrote it knows the identity of the kidnapper. And for the price of 1 Bitcoin, that person will disclose the information. The person gives a Bitcoin address. We have checked it all day. So far, there is no Bitcoin that has been deposited, as you said, worth about $67,000. If this is a hoax, it's a crime. It is criminal fraud. But we turn this over to the FBI and the Sheriff's Department.
Oh, and thank you for doing that. And I know you've been helping authorities as much as you possibly can. I know it's played a big role in all this. The odd thing about that, when I read one Bitcoin. You're right. I just looked at the price. It's $67,000, $67,500. And I'm thinking, well, they're offering a reward of $50,000, and you're not risking going to jail. Why? It made no sense to me.
Let me give you a hypothesis on that. So there have been situations recently, actually, where a reward was offered by federal authorities, but when the person was captured, there was some controversy over whether the people who helped capture that person should get the reward or not. And there were a lot of people who were upset about that because they didn't get the reward. So it may be that this person knows that it's not a sure thing, and doing it this way is a bird in the hand.
I would think everybody wants to be all hands on deck. You'd like to believe the best in people, right? If you can help, if you have information, you don't want to charge for it. You want to go all in and help the family out, help your fellow American out. It doesn't make any sense. Okay.
I'm more cynical than you.
Go ahead. I want to continue.
I'm more cynical.
Well, you were cynical last night when I said to you, I know you used to be a lawyer, and you said, I still am, in a private conversation we had, which made me laugh out loud. Let me ask you about the FBI, what they're looking for based on the video and also the note today. I mean, when you put that all together, because more than anybody that I know in this case, you've been in contact with law enforcement. What are they looking for today? And I want to remind people at home, too, that it was only yesterday that we got this breakthrough.
Okay, so there's the glove. It is a standard black glove. Looks like a latex glove. They can't even tell if that is a black glove. This is so dumb to me. This is so planted, in my opinion. So planted. You're going to tell me 1.5 miles from the house and they didn't notice that? Come on. This is so obvious. I don't know. I think it was planted. I really do.
This video. I know people want a conclusion. It's not Dateline. This is real life. It's hard to catch criminals. They're doing the best they can. It's all hands on deck. But what is the FBI looking for based on what you can put together?
Well, I can tell you, we have spoken with law enforcement about this, and they are clearly looking at the items this person was wearing. And 3 things in particular were told: the backpack that he's wearing, the gloves, and the gun. So let me talk about 2 of these things. The backpack, we did some digging, and we found that the backpack looks like a Walmart Ozark Trail hiker backpack. And what you see is there are reflective pieces on the backpack that match this Walmart backpack. And one of the television stations in Tucson, KOLD, said today that late today that indeed the law enforcement believes it is that Walmart backpack that the person was wearing. That's important because one of the things that law enforcement does, and frankly that we've done, is you call around to stores in the area and find out, is there anybody that bought one of these recently that they remember? Now the FBI can come in and they can have a subpoena and they could have them look at their records. And even if somebody pays cash, you can.
Do you know he's 75? Someone told me he was 75 years old. I was like, are you serious? So if he really is 75, he looks pretty good.
And look at when they came in and then look at the surveillance video, which is how they've caught people before. They could do the same with Amazon to try and track it. Now, let me tell you about the gun, Sean, because I think this is really interesting. We had our people look at this very, very closely. This looks like the person has the gun in a polyester holster. Now, it's important because typically people who have a polyester holster carry a revolver in it. In this case, it was a semi-automatic handgun. And I don't know enough about guns, but people who do say it's unusual to put a semi-automatic in that kind of a holster. So we started calling gun ranges in the area to find out if anybody happened to see this, because people familiar with guns might have noticed, oh, that person has a weird gun in that holster, maybe. And so we weren't able to find anything, but I can tell you the FBI is doing exactly the same thing as is the sheriff's department.
Well, it's interesting. I picked up on that as well. I've had a pistol carry permit my entire adult life. I've had it in 6 different states. I have one in the free state of Florida. The placement of that weapon caught my attention. I don't know
See, and I agree with that. I thought the placement of the gun was very strange.
anybody that has ever put a weapon in front like that, unless it might be in a kind of
That's like a surefire way to blow off your own dick.
fanny pack, but that, of course, would be sealed and covered and you wouldn't see it. But your friend's observation is dead on accurate also. So that caught my attention. What can you tell us? There's been a search in the Foothill area in and around the Guthrie home. You getting any details on that?
One of the things I'm told they have been really trying to get is some video of the vehicle that this person used to arrive there and then leave. And I am told that as of this afternoon, they have come up goose eggs. They just haven't found anything where they have that vehicle. There were reports about a suspicious vehicle at a market nearby, but law enforcement tells me that they're still looking because the vehicle could be just critical here, but they have not been able to locate a vehicle that aligns with this person.
All right, there is hope. Fox News Digital is reporting they have 2 gloves, not just the one, that I don't know how many people are wearing gloves in Tucson. I don't know. There's been a cold snap in the country. Maybe it was cold there for a while. But certainly that could be a break in the case. That could lead to fingerprints. That could lead to DNA. We could always hope on that part of it. We really appreciate your time, Harvey. Great work as always. And your cooperation with
Sean, can I just say one thing before I leave?
Yeah.
You know, if
Okay, there you have it again. You're going to fucking tell me that in 11 days, nobody noticed a glove like that? Come on. It even looks like it's standing up. It's not deep in the woods. It looks like from this angle, it's close to the highway. Nobody's going to throw out a glove in the middle of this case right near the house. No fucking way. And no way you're going to tell me that nobody noticed it prior. I mean, look at the glove. In my opinion, that is so obviously placed last night. I'm just not buying that that's brand new. I mean, that's been there for 11 days or the kidnappers drove by and just chucked it out a window. Give me a fucking break. That glove would have their fingerprints all over it. And that glove would have been seen over the last 11 days. So, yeah, that shit's planted.
these gloves are the real deal, it's going to be a huge thing if they find DNA. It's just weird to me.
Look how close that is to the road. And it just so happens to be in it like a ditch where there's no grass. Come on. That was so planted last night. Who planted it? I don't know. But I wouldn't put it past certain people. But come on now. Give me a fucking break. And all the media that's been there and nobody happened to notice it. There's like every news report there. Every possible paper is not going to see a black glove against white sand, tan sand, whatever. That's right off the road. Get the fuck out of here.
thing if they find DNA. It's just weird to me that somebody who took enough care to completely cover themselves, to presumably try and cover their tracks. It's one thing if you drop one glove, a la O.J. Simpson, but if you drop both of them after you're gone, there's just something weird about that.
The only thing, and I'll get into this a little bit more with Nancy Grace, and we spoke earlier today, and I just want to remind people, it was only yesterday that we got this big break in the case. After 10 long, hard days, they got the break. And I've got to believe that that reverse AI lighting video that they put out, where you can really get a good glimpse into the eyes and the features of this individual, I think ultimately that breaks the case. That's my hope. That's my prayer. I hope it happens sooner than later. And obviously,
The AI made it look like a girl. What are they talking about? The AI enhancement was fucking horrible. It made it look like it was a female, which you can tell from the body type it's not a female. But the AI enhancement made it look like a female.
that Nancy Guthrie is home, safe and sound, back with her family. That's our hope.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I know you are. All right, Harvey, thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here.
You know what I mean? All right. Who we watching?
Yeah, let's go back to the live drone shot, Connell, because this is happening right now, and it's not very far from where I'm standing outside of Nancy Guthrie's house. There are FBI teams that have come back into the neighborhood yet again and are going door to door, are talking to neighbors, trying to see if they found any, if they've seen anything. And then they're also searching. They're searching along the roadways, and they're going into the brush along the.
I will give JLR a shot, but I'm telling you, if I lose brain cells, I'm out. But I'll try it. Is he even live? I won't watch Dolly. He's not live. Yeah, he's not live. Last T-stream was an hour ago.
Hello, everyone. We are back. JLR Investigates boots on the ground. FBI all over here. Though they left, was able to document some.
All right, it's not looking good. I'm already losing brain cells.
Things, but my phone went overheated. Back at the scene, folks, Nancy Guthrie's home, and I had to pull down the video. So this will be our third live today. So hopefully everyone that was in the chat earlier coming back, welcome back. FBI going door to door in this neighborhood.
Find Nancy have not slowed down. Investigators tell us they're receiving thousands of calls a day, and today investigators were back out in her neighborhood trying to chase down some of those leads.
Woman says she is a neighbor of Nancy Guthrie. Good? You good? All right. Anything else you want me to add? You're good. Okay. You saw yourself on Twitter?
Yeah.
Not you're monitoring Twitter?
I was talking to a friend of mine, and she
All right, I've lost enough brain cells.
saw it.
Gotcha.
She had this comment.
7. I'm hoping that one of those tips is like, oh, we got somebody. But
yeah, I mean, I think one, they're gonna have to release something, or maybe they want the media to die off this, man. Maybe they just trying to.
Yeah, the bandmate is who they detained last night, and he was set free because that he was not involved.
his name, bald guy, kind of. Was it Jason?
Yeah.
I have had
So many people think he's the guy.
and I've had 5 people that know him personally, and so try to put that. He's not the suspect.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
We don't
either.
want to ruin some guy's life here.
No, whenever there's a case like this, somebody comes out and just talks to people, say that's the guy.
Yeah. So yeah, Jason is not.
We could just see how dark it is when we drive. But I'm gonna let me put this down.
Catch you tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you, 857. Be safe, brother. Thanks for coming out and saying hi, and thank you for the burger. I'm gonna buy him a steak. I don't know what he likes, but
No, he was the bandmate. He was a delivery driver, but he was also the bandmate. I'm almost positive. I could be wrong.
57 Tucson. What should I get him? A steak? Take him out to a steak dinner? Well, we can't do that now. We got business.
Okay, JLR offered absolutely nothing but fluff. Which obviously lots of people like. I am not one of them. Did you guys know that TMZ got a note? Yeah, everything is fluff.
Casey Stiegel in studio with the latest in this case. Casey.
Hi, Clarice. Good evening. Investigators say they do have thousands of new directions to pursue as they sort through a flood of fresh leads that they have poured in. Law enforcement also revisited key areas today, with neighbors reporting a larger police presence in the area just outside of Tucson.
The federal agents were back at it Wednesday, first at Annie Guthrie's house, where they were seen leaving with a paper bag of presumed evidence and checking the mailbox. A few hours later, law enforcement recanvassed Nancy's yard. Investigators also located a pair of black gloves on the side of the road Wednesday, less than 2 miles from where the 84-year-old vanished.
Oh, now it's a pair of black gloves? So there's 2 of them? So 11 days later, black gloves just appear on the side of the road? Give me a fucking break.
Resembling those seen worn by the perpetrator in that chilling surveillance video. Video officials say generated more than 4,000 new tips in just the last 24 hours.
This is what you want. You want the public's help in this, because I've said it over and over again for years. The police can't be everywhere, but the public can be.
At the same time, a third message surfaced from someone claiming inside knowledge of the abduction.
They said they want 1 Bitcoin sent to a Bitcoin address that we have confirmed is active. It's a real Bitcoin address. As they put it, time is more than relevant.
TMZ notes the value closely resembles the current reward offer.
Bitcoins fluctuate in value, but it's around $56,000 now, 1 Bitcoin, which is about the amount that the authorities are offering for information leading to the return of Nancy.
You know what's wild, though? I know money's money. But if my mother was missing, I'll give you the 60. I'll give you the 1 fucking bit note. Just tell me where she is. Or I'd say, here's half until I get the whole amount. But even if I lost 56 grand or 60 grand, oh well. Like, look at all the manpower you're paying to like the FBI salary, the police salary. Look at all that. And then turn around and say, isn't it worth 60 grand? If we're wrong, we're wrong. But I don't know. I think it'd be worth just checking out. It's not like they don't have the money. That's just my opinion. I think it's worth looking into. Like, just pay the 60 grand. Maybe they really do have information.
The tabloid also reports detectives are zeroing in on some items from that doorbell video, like the backpack, gun holster, and gloves, contacting companies that make or sell them with hopes of tracing who bought them. While about 60 miles south of...
No, I'm talking about the ransom note that TMZ got this morning, where someone sent TMZ a letter this morning, which is either their second or third letter they received, stating that they want they have information on the killers, on the kidnappers, and they know who the kidnapper is, but it'll cost them 1 Bitcoin, which is $67,000 for that info. I personally think it's worth, even if it's a hoax, what's 60 grand? Maybe they do have information. Maybe they really are someone that can do it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's worth the risk. Now, 6 million, not so much worth the risk, but 60 grand, I think it's worth it.
Tucson in Rio Rico, Arizona, on the way to the southern border.
I was detained the whole time.
Okay,
That's
where?
what they told me.
Where were they
At
holding
the
you?
back of a car.
Back of a car.
Miranda car, and then they moved me into a Pima County Sheriff.
Carlos Palazuelos, a delivery driver, says he was the man detained Tuesday night by investigators following a traffic stop. His family says their home was searched.
Until right now, all I know is that they show my in-law a picture of somebody wearing a mask or something, and they supposedly look like my eyes.
Authorities say the stop wasn't solely based on the footage, but he was eventually released.
And also tonight, law enforcement is reportedly working on an official description of the masked figure that is captured on Nancy Guthrie's doorbell camera, but there is no timeline for when that could be released publicly.
The folks in the chat.
All I see is fluff. Fluff, fluff. Nobody has anything. Everyone has the same story, the same bullshit. That's it. Nobody's got anything. I guess that's that. And there's no new information. That's it. Nothing else. Oh, well. I don't know. Does anyone want a link? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Going once, going twice. 3 times a lady. What's up, Winston? Whoop. Maybe stream about why random notes are given. Who is paid and got their loved one back? I could look that up real fast. Hold on. All right. Ransom notes in high-profile cases are frequently fake, with hoaxers often attempting to capitalize on media attention. For example, in the recent Nancy Guthrie disappearance case, at least 3 notes were reported, but only 1 was initially taken seriously. Legitimate notes typically contain non-public, specific, or verifiable details. Authorities look for proof of life. That's old. The ransom payment received by Pizarro is recognized the largest ever paid to a single individual, probably over $2 billion in today's economic markets. All right, I don't know who Pizarro is. Oh. That's Vinnie Politan has a Facebook page. Vinnie Politan's personal group. Well, this is interesting. Okay, so someone posted this in Vinny's group. Hold on. However, the backpack is different. That's not the same backpack. So I don't believe it's real. Because I think the camera would have been off before that. But I'm not buying these pics. And this guy looks much bigger. Oh, this was just posted 8 minutes ago. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think it's legit? Is that his gun? I'm kind of leaning towards fake too, only because the backpack is different. And I don't think he would be this far away from her. I don't know. Interesting, though. Law and Crime Network acquired Court TV. Damn. Law and Crime Network's taking over the world. See here, other people are saying it was planted. I'm not the only one. Yeah, these people are crazy. You can't even tell if it's a latex glove or not. Yeah, it looks like it's the same stuff. I don't know. I just don't think Did you guys hear this? Police dispatch for a ski mask? Did you guys hear about that? I haven't heard that. Oh, you guys can't see. Hold on. I'm telling you guys, somebody's planning this stuff.
Gonna be at 100 East 1st Avenue. Caller said she found a ski mask on the ground in the alley near her garage. Looks like the same mask the assailant was wearing in the Nancy Guthrie case.
Is that a glove?
1032 gonna be at 10.
Again, I'm calling bullshit on this. I just am. I mean, that was a real dispatch call, but yeah, I'm not buying it. Definitely not his glove. He duct taped them on. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm not buying it. No, I mean, here's my thing. Nobody is going to, I want to say, be that stupid. Like, they've gotten away with this for 11 days. You're going to tell me they're going to be so lackadaisical and just throw a ski mask in a yard and gloves in a yard? Remember, it's Arizona. Nobody's wearing ski masks. It's not like you're in Vermont. Nobody's going to just pop out a ski mask 11 days later. Give me a fucking break. I'm not buying any of it. I think it's all planted bullshit. So yeah, not buying it. Nope. Fakey, fake. Fakey, fake. Yeah, what next? The backpack, maybe a holster? Total bullshit. Sorry, not buying it. All right, the gloves that were worn. Yeah, nitrile gloves. Could be. Definitely could be. So, on that note, there's really nothing else to report. It's almost 11 o'clock. And I am going to sign out. You guys aren't talking as much, and like nobody's in here. Everyone would rather watch Britney. No, I don't know. I don't even know where everyone is. But, all right. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll probably go live during the day instead of just at night. I might go live during the day and see what's happening. But like I said, I just don't do fluffy stuff. And so much of this is fluff. And I fucking hate fluff. Get to the point. Give me some feedback. And hold my interest. That's it. I don't ask a lot. But these people that just sit there all day, like waiting for something to happen, or, oh, look, here's so-and-so's car. Here, so-and-so, like, oh, the FBI is in someone's house. I'm sorry. I can't watch a stream like that all day. I just can't. Like, even with this Twitter one, I'm surprised nobody else is saying anything. I mean, that is like a legit dispatch call. Oh. So, all right. Before I continue to yawn, I will see you beautiful people tomorrow. Yeah, I'll go live during the day. Maybe I'll go in the morning. No, I don't know. It depends what time I get up. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.